Hello everybody, this is the how to play video for Hook, Line, and Stinkerfish. What we have here are the game components. We have two dice, two six-sided dice. We have a deck of sea creatures. We have a deck of trash and treasure. We have fish cards. What I have gone ahead and done is dealt out each player a deck of fish cards. This game can be played with 2 to 6 players. The objective is to play through your fishing deck and catch the most pounds of fish and gain the most points added up with any trash or treasure collected during the game before another player runs through their deck of fish cards. What you're going to do is shuffle up the fish cards and you're going to deal them out equally to each player. If there are any extra fish cards, then you're going to place them aside out of the game. So, this is how to play. So we shuffled up the sea creatures, the trash and treasure, and place them in the center of the table. You're going to decide who plays first. On your turn, you're going to take the top card from your deck of fish. You're going to put it into play in front of you. And this area is going to be your fishing hole. Each player is going to have their own fishing hole. Then you're going to try to catch a fish, any fish that's in play. If you try to catch a fish from another player's fishing hole, you have to roll one more than the dice icon on that fish card. Each fish has a certain pounds that it weighs. Your objective is to score the most points. Pounds will be added up with trash and treasure that you collect during the game. After you play your fishing card and you put it in play in your fishing hole, you then choose a fish to try to catch. One from your own fishing hole or one from another player's fishing hole, and you'd roll 2 six-sided dice. If that roll is greater than the number on the dice icon, you would catch the fish that you chose to attempt to catch, and you put it aside to try to add up in scoring at the end of the game. If you do successfully catch a fish, you can put another fish into play, and you can continue to do the same thing until you unsuccessfully catch a fish. If you roll doubles while trying to catch a fish, and it's not greater than that total, then you have the option to re-roll. So go on to the next player's turn and they would do the same. They'd put a fish into play and then they can choose to catch any fish in play. Once again, they'd have to roll one more if it's in another player's fishing hole. So if this player chose to catch this fish, they'd need, the rainbow fish would need an 8 in the dice roll. So they roll the dice and they did get an 8. So they'd put it aside and then they put another fish card into play and then they can do the same again. In this case, it's a school fish. They need a 6. They roll the dice. They got an 8. They catch it. And on, so you can continue to attempt to catch any fish that's in play until you don't catch a fish. If you don't catch a fish on your turn, you have to make the choice to either take a sea creature card or a trash and treasure card. You don't gain this sea creature card, you reveal it. And then if you can, for example, this is a crab, he'll eat no more than a 5-pound fish. So there aren't no 5-pound fishes in play. In this scenario, you just discard the sea creature. If you decided to choose on your turn, if you did not catch a fish, if you decided to take a piece of trash or treasure, you just take it and you would place it aside and that would get added or subtracted to your points at the end of the game for the fish that you caught. These sea creature cards, once they are all gone, if you've played through the entire deck of sea creatures and the game is still going and all players still have cards in their fish deck, you take them from the discarded area pile wherever you place them, you'd reshuffle them and form a new deck of sea creatures. If you unsuccessfully catch a fish and the stinkerfish is in play and you did not roll doubles, you have to shuffle the stinkerfish card back into your deck along with making the choice of picking a card of trash or treasure, possibly trash, possibly treasure, you don't know, you're taking that gamble, or reveal a sea creature to possibly remove a fish from play, or in the case where it's an electric eel, the electric eel can shock a fish, turning it over until your next turn. If you roll doubles as well, if the stinkerfish is in play, you as a player have the option to choose any player to shuffle the Stinkerfish card into their deck of fish. Once again, the Stinkerfish, if it's played on your turn, immediately ends your turn. Once one player runs out of all of their fishing cards, every other player would get one more chance to try to catch fish. At the end of the game, you would take all the fish that you caught and you'd add up the pounds, and then you'd take all the trash and treasure that you might have gained during gameplay, and you'd add or subtract those points to the pounds of fish you caught. And the player at that point with the greater amount of points would win the game. The rules are available to download on crazyjoesgames.com, and I thank you so much for watching this video and taking an interest in Hook, Line, and Stinkerfish. Thanks so much for the support for indie game design and helping projects like this happen. Thank you so much.